Welcome to Conquering Overwhelm, our 21-day series. We are building a foundation for resilience. Here in the States, it's a bit of a stressful day. I might not have gotten all of my sleep, but I know that everything is unfolding in a way that we will all be able to move through this to the best of our abilities. So let today be an easy day for you. I hope that you are protecting your peace. I would like to start with a little exercise. If your stress has been running a little bit high, this is a beautiful exercise that is part of the work of the Heart Math Institute. They do amazing research into the power of heart centered coherence. Heart coherence is that ability to bring our emotions into balance by having more of these feelings of love, of peace. And so, as I'm talking today, I invite you to try this experience. If heart centered breathing is new to you, then consider as you inhale, feel as if you are inhaling through your heart space. And on your exhale, gently exhale as if your breath is flowing gently out of your heart space. And breathe in and have nice, calm, relaxed pace of breathing. Exhale, feeling that flow of energy through your heart. Breathing in peace, exhaling love. A beautiful exercise that you can do to come back to center in less than a minute. So I encourage you to continue that experience as I continue to share about our journey together. Welcome again to day 5. If you are new to the Conquering Overwhelm series, I am coming to you live every day. This is a 21-day event, and so you can catch up on videos either in the 3x Less Stress YouTube channel or the Live with Less Stress Facebook group. In Facebook, I have a guide available for you in the group. You can catch these videos in order. On the 3x Less Stress YouTube channel, I have a playlist there with each of our daily videos. I'm coming to you live to be a little inspiration in coming to this daily. So we are taking little baby steps and we are transforming our relationship with stress by first addressing this state of chronic stress that so many of us experience, by working to recognize, to avoid, to overcome the burnout that can follow that, and to help you feel more resilient. Because stress is not a bad thing. You're never going to hear me say that our goal is a life without stress. Our goal is to be able to recover from the natural stress that we experience through life so that we are able to meet those experiences, those situations that might generate more stress from us. When we don't give ourselves that chance for recovery, that's when we tip the scales into burnout, and that's what I want you to avoid doing. So as a stress resilience coach, I am here to inspire you, to help you round out your toolkit with these short and doable daily actions so that we can all, in 3 weeks' time, establish this foundation of self-care. That's my secret agenda, and help you discover the ways that you can feel more restored and balanced more often. So let's take a look. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so I can pull up the workbook for you. And we're going to dive in. So we're in the Conquering Overwhelm workbook. Again, if you are catching up and you want to catch up on days 1 through 4, I encourage you to use the link in the description here. Grab your workbook. You're not going to get a ton of emails. You will get a daily agenda, the times at which I'm doing these daily calls, because life does not permit me to do it at the same time every day. So a little flexibility goes a long way, and I do appreciate that from you as we continue. And so I will do a quick recap, just briefly looking back on day 3. We were looking at signs that we are reaching our limits. So some of these emotions, experiences, habits that you might have when you're feeling stressed out, when that overwhelm is creeping up, these are important things to notice. And we're going to be touching back on this through the course of today's conversation. And then part B of day 3's exercise was a little bonus I encouraged you to do, and that is making a list of things that help you feel more refreshed, better resourced, and help to facilitate your recovery from stress. These can be 30-second exercises like that heart-centered breathing that we started out with today. They can be something much longer, more indulgent. Maybe it's your dream vacation. Go ahead and write it down on this list. This is just for you. And it's an opportunity to share these ideas, to collect them over time so you can start it and come back as you have more ideas. And then when you have an opportunity, a few minutes or maybe 30 minutes, and you know that you need to take care of yourself, you can come to this list, you can grab an idea. You don't have to use your mental bandwidth to come up with what do I need to do for myself right now. Call on this list, make it easy for yourself, and maybe get outside barefoot and get grounded on the earth for a few minutes. Maybe order a delicious salad for lunch instead of ordering fried food from the delivery place. Think about ways that you can support yourself and add these here. Now, if you are in the Live with Less Stress Facebook group, I have a post there. If you have some brilliant ideas, I invite you to share those because we could all use a little inspiration. And your favorite little self-care trick might really spark an idea for somebody else. And together we are working to overcome this idea that self-care is a marketing ploy. While it is for some companies and some people, everybody has a different kind of toolkit when it comes to self-care. So make it work for you. This whole experience is very personalized. So I want you to really do some introspection and see what helps light you up, what brings you these glimmers of joy. So day 4, yesterday we looked at priorities. We used the Eisenhower matrix. Many people are familiar with this. Sometimes we forget these handy tools, but I invite you to break up your to-do list. It was a great exercise for a Monday and the top of the week into urgent and important and not urgent. Really divvy things down into these categories, because many times you might discover that urgent but not important items are edging out the important but not urgent. Sometimes these are the real career builders, personal development, opportunities to really expand yourself, to develop and to recognize your progress. And these things keep getting edged out by things that feel more urgent, even if they are less important. So I encourage you to do this self-exploration here, and I find it very helpful with my calendar then to look for opportunities to direct schedule these things that are important, even if they're not attached to a deadline, either through time blocking, putting it directly on the calendar. If life gets busy and they have to be moved, then take that opportunity to reallocate that item to another day so that you can continue to make progress on the things that matter for you. And we're not always only operating from response mode. I think you know how that feels, right? I think we can all relate. So now we are up to day 5. Today we are discovering the power of no. And the first time that I heard no is a complete sentence was pretty profound for me. So maybe you are one of those people too. You might be a people pleaser. Perhaps you feel that by saying yes to people, by being the go-to person, helps you be more confident, competent, the one that people go to. Maybe you feel like this is going to make you more likely to be promoted or more highly regarded. First of all, we can break down those concepts of thinking that we need to be all things to all people, and that being a pushover is going to help us get ahead. Because as you will hear me say throughout this series, you can't pour from an empty cup. So if we don't have boundaries, then we don't have that opportunity, as we've been talking about, to come back to center, to feel refreshed and restored. So these boundaries are essential, even with the people that we love, even if you're doing work that you love to pour yourself into. You have to have these boundaries so that you can protect yourself and be in this for the long game. So try that on for size. Let me know how that one lands with you. So a couple of ways to recognize if your boundaries are not where they should be. is just recognizing, are you the only person or the all the time request? Are they only coming to you with these requests? You notice that you kind of become the default person because people expect that you're always going to say yes. Another sign that's important, and maybe this was on day 3 as we were noticing those signs of overwhelm, this might be something that you add to it, is feeling resentment when people ask things of you. When people make a request, what is the emotion that comes up? Are you giving from a place of love and generosity? Are you giving from a place of obligation and commitment? And that resentment is percolating there under the surface. It's an important indicator. And so I invite you to notice. Noticing is such a powerful tool that we have. It's also important to consider as you are recognizing your response in relationships when people are asking things of you and the way that you respond to them. Is this resentment coming from this particular person? Maybe this is the 101st time they have asked something of you. Or is your resentment coming from, this is the 1000th person who has asked something of me this week, and now I've met my limit? Sometimes we react in the situations that aren't the direct source, right? The direct cause. So it pays to get a little bit curious. When we have that resentment, get curious about where perhaps our boundaries have been crossed, who perhaps is not honoring the boundaries that we have tried to express. Consider that it might not be in this situation, that there might be other situations that require some thought. And even if you have agreed to do something, you have the right to go back and renegotiate or to cancel that commitment if it is not right for you. So today, as a people pleaser, I find that it's really helpful to have responses, right? Because sometimes people catch you off guard, or when you're feeling tired, when you are stressed, you just don't have that mental capacity to come up with the quick response. Again, that quick response could just be no. It really can. But if you're not comfortable with that, I encourage you to use today's exercise to practice responses for ways in which people are making requests of you that you are not ready to honor. You do not need to make space for that. And you don't need to include an apology in these responses. Bonus points if you can make some responses that will help you feel like you are being as kind as you want to be to this person and not apologize for things that you don't need to apologize for. So a couple of examples here to get you started. I had to call from Office Space, talking about those TPS reports again, right? When projects change scope or deadlines at work, when you're being asked things, this can be a tough space in which to maintain boundaries, and it can be an important space to maintain boundaries. So what are some ways in which at work you might be able to respond to something? No, I don't have the time to take that on right now. No, that's beyond the scope of what I'm doing in this project. If this is something that is important, let's schedule a time and we can discuss how or who can help you with that, right? What are some responses that you can have ready? You can confidently and peacefully hold your space and honor your boundaries. Can I count on you to bring 3 dozen cupcakes to the carnival on Saturday? How many parents with kids get these kind of last minute requests? Or, can you pick up all the kids, after practice today? I've got something going on. These little things that pop up, right? How, as a parent, as an employee, as a person in relationship, as a friend, do we maintain our boundaries and honor the relationships that we have with these people? So I encourage you to fill these out. If you've got the workbook, you can fill out and save these fillable fields. If you have it printed out or if you have an extra page, you're welcome to fill in between if you really get on a roll. But that's it for today. Just think about how you can maintain your space, honor your peace, and protect your boundaries. And today we'll be coming back and we'll take a look. We'll do a little bit of midweek daydreaming at creating a stress-free zone. So please do leave a comment. Let me know how this lands for you. Are there any situations in which you're noticing you have trouble with boundaries? If you are registered for the series, you have my email address because you've gotten a message from me. If you have any questions at all, please do drop me a message. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope that you have a peaceful day today. I hope for all of us peace, and I look forward to seeing you online tomorrow. Until then, take good care of yourself.